Hello and welcome back everyone to the Formula Jonah YouTube channel, and today is a very exciting day as the first ever episode for the brand new F1 2021 Breaking Point series releases on my channel. This is episode 1 of Breaking Point. We're going to go straight into this and we're going to pick our team for this series. In this series, we'll have 5 different teams to pick from: AlphaTauri, Aston Martin, Alfa Romeo, Haas, and Williams. The question now is, what team do we pick? I was thinking about driving for AlphaTauri, but I did drive for them in the F1 2020 career mode that I did, so I decided to go with Aston Martin for this series. Alright, we're in the loading screen for the Breaking Point series. Super excited to get the series underway. Thanks so much for watching so far. Subscribe and like if you want to see more Breaking Point content that's coming your way in the future. So let's head into the prologue now. We're here at Abu Dhabi for the final race of the F2 2019 season, driving as Aiden Jackson. So without further ado, let's get this series started.
An incredible race! Look at it! Every driver is being so aggressive! Check it out!
They'll all be feeling the pressure right now. None more so than young Aiden Jackson from Carlin.
That's right. Rumors from the paddock talk about a possible future for Jackson in Formula 1. And with only a few laps to go, this is still anyone's race.
The atmosphere here is electric, and we couldn't have asked for a better finish to the F2 season here in Abu Dhabi.
Okay, Aiden, you're doing great. Keep focused. You know what to do.
Copy that! Alright, so this is super intense. We're driving as Aiden Jackson at the final F2 race of the season. Basically what's going on is our goal is we have to win the F2 championship by finishing first. So we have to pass 3 people in a matter of 3 laps to win the championship. And if I didn't mention this before, I have this on hard difficulty, so that's the hardest level it can be. So this might be a little bit more difficult than we're thinking. So anyway, let's get past the first driver, set the camera in that Dams car from 2019. And like I said, we have about 3 laps to make these moves, so we gotta make them pretty quickly. So I'm gonna try and make a move on Sete Camera, maybe into this DRS straight. He's got DRS off of that back marker, so let's try and make a move around the outside. And oh no! Oh my goodness, that back marker literally just braked and I had to avoid that. What a devastation that would be if we hit that back marker, but what was he doing there? We eventually do get past Sete Camera. Let's look at a replay though, exactly what happened. I went for the move to make a move, of course, on Sete Camera, but look at this back marker. He just brakes and I have to kind of shove Sete Camera to the left there. But seriously, what was that lap car doing? It looked like he just braked and literally just thought I wasn't even there. Really suspicious, and I think if this was a real life F1 race, or F2 race of course as it is, that driver would have gotten a massive penalty. Thank goodness the AI of Sete Camera noticed that that lap car was gonna brake, and he moved over to the left as soon as possible, and I followed. So yeah, if it wasn't for Sete Camera moving, I probably would have crashed out of this race. So pretty lucky situation there. But anyway, keeping focused on the actual race here, we got to catch up to Latifi and Giotto. As I said before, we have about 2 laps now to make these overtakes, so I have to make these moves pretty quickly, but I'm kind of coming back from that really difficult situation that we had there with that lap car. But I cannot get past Latifi into those 2 DRS zones, so I have to wait to this 3rd sector, which is pretty much impossible to get past. But I'm going to try and make a move as fast as possible on Latifi. So I'm going to try and go to the outside, get a better exit though off of the last turn, and we're going to have to send it because we only have 1 lap left to try and overtake Giotto to get the championship. So we're going to send it on Latifi, go side by side with the F2 driver, and we do get past the Dams car, and finally we are up into 2nd place. So now the hunt is on to pass Giotto for the championship, but I can't get past him in the 1st DRS zone as we move on a little bit later. I'm getting pretty nervous now because I'm wondering, can I actually get the championship here? Can I get 1st place? Because it's looking really not likely here. And unfortunately, more bad news as I have no DRS in the 2nd straight, so I can't close up to Giotto fast. So I'm going to have to make an overtake in the third sector if I'm going to be able to win this championship. And you guys know the third sector, you can't really make an overtake, so it's going to have to be an insanely rare overtake that you don't see that often. So where can we really make an overtake? I think the only logical explanation for that would be this turn right here, but I'm not close enough. We only have a few turns to go. Can I win the championship? This is coming down to the absolute wire. This is coming down to the final corner now. Only 2 turns remain. Can I make the overtake on Giotto? It's going to have to be a last corner send on the Virtuosi car. We have the opportunity, and I think I'm going to go for it. I'm going to send it, and I'm going to do it as Aiden Jackson to come across the line on the final turn to win the championship.
Fantastic work, Aiden. Great drive, mate. Congratulations.
Yes! Come on! And he's done it. Jackson's done it. Aiden Jackson wins the F2 championship.
What a win for Jackson! What a win!
And it couldn't have gone to a better driver. A magnificent result. He's already been vocal about his dreams of one day driving for Mercedes in Formula One. Let's just hope the right people are watching today. And here he is, the man of the moment, Aiden Jackson.
An amazing race and a fantastic win for this incredible driver.
Indeed. After this, I guarantee that Jackson will be the hot topic in more than a few upcoming F1 team meetings. The future's definitely bright for this young driver.
I can't believe that just happened, guys. A last corner overtake to win the championship. Just wow. Anyway, moving on, Chapter 1, several months later at the Australian Grand Prix. So because of that performance in F2, Aiden Jackson will make his debut with Racing Point for the 2020 F1 season in Australia.
Aiden, now you've made the leap to Formula One, no surprise to anyone who's been watching your career. How does it feel to be on the verge of getting behind the wheel for your first race?
To be honest with you, Will, it hasn't really quite sunk in yet. The team has given me a fantastic opportunity. It's a once in a lifetime, a dream come true. So, to answer your question, I feel like a little kid. I look around and I'm surrounded by my heroes, you know? I've even had to pinch myself a couple of times. So, yeah, it can be a bit overwhelming. But out on the track, the speed, the noise, even the smell, it's all the same. I just hope my driving is too.
And what about Casper Akkerman? Are you intimidated at all having such a seasoned and experienced driver as your first teammate in Formula One? How's that relationship coming along?
I've always looked up to Casper as someone to aspire to. Growing up as a kid, his pictures all over my bedroom walls, you know? The dream was always to be Casper. But, as it turns out, I'll be racing alongside Casper, which is good enough for me. I get to learn from the best. Besides, every legend has to start somewhere, right?
Aiden, just wondering if we can get your reaction to the obvious comparisons that are being made between you and another F1 driver. Much like you, he made the transition from F2 to F1 last season. What do you say to the press here, and to your fans, who are calling you the new Devon Butler?
The new Devon Butler. I'm alright with that. Does that mean we could lose the old one?
You come over well. They like you. I don't know what you were worried about.
Thanks.
You know, everything's going to be fine out there today. I just know it. Just do what you did in F2. Easy.
Thanks, Brian. I won't let you down. Come on, Aiden. You've got this.
So playing as Aiden Jackson, we've now familiarized ourselves with the Formula One world. We are teammates with Casper Akkerman, who is a experienced driver, kind of like a Kimi Räikkönen in a way. So let's go on, and we're getting a phone call from our team manager, Brian.
Hello?
Aiden, are you in your room?
Oh,
Hey, Brian. Yeah, I'm in my room.
Good. Well, have a look around. I hope you like it. Should be everything you need in there. News feeds, social media. It's hooked up to the lot. Just do me a favour, eh?
Go on.
Make sure you check your emails. I think there's a message in there for you.
Oh, right. Thanks, Brian.
Take a breather, do what you need to do, and I'll see you before the race.
Nice one.
So Brian is technically our manager, and he's just kind of giving us a warm welcome to the team. He also said there's an email, so we should probably take a look at that. I think we got an email from our teammate Casper Akkerman, and oh, we're getting another phone call from our mother. Let's quickly answer this.
Hello?
Hello, love. How's it going?
All right, Ma. Yeah, it's going all right. Just getting ready.
I saw your interview.
And?
You need a haircut.
All right. Well, thanks, I guess.
But aside from that, you were great. I'm so proud of you, Aiden.
I know, Ma. Thanks.
I wish I could be out there with you. This is everything you've worked towards.
Yeah, I know, but you'll be at the next one.
Just do what you do, and everything will be great.
Thanks, Ma.
And remember, mirror signal maneuver. And always stick to the speed limit.
Great advice. I'm all over it.
I know you are, love. I'll speak to you later. Good luck.
Bye.
Wow, so we already got 2 phone calls. One of them was from our team manager and from our mother as well. And it kind of just shows that this career mode isn't just about F1. It's also about Aiden Jackson's personal life as well, which is quite cool. So we did get an email from Casper Akkerman just saying like a good luck. And let's see what we can do on track. So let's go into the Australian Grand Prix for Chapter 1 of this. Super excited to get into this series. We're now officially in the F1 career mode here. We did graduate from F2. We're now in the F1 2020 season. That's why we're with Racing Point and not Aston Martin, as they will be rebranded next season. So let's go into the Australian Grand Prix. And like Casper Akkerman said, let's see what we can do as a team at this race.
A solid start, Aiden. Let's try and push it further.
Copy that. Where's Casper?
He's up ahead. Let's try and bring you two closer together. Okay, gap ahead is 1.6 seconds.
So 9 laps remaining. Our goal is to catch up to our teammate Casper Akkerman and hopefully pass him, get into the points, and take our first points in this series. So first of all, we have to overtake a few people. So we have to prove our overtaking skills. We did it in F2, and now we just got to do it in F1. Also, keep in mind, the F1 car is a completely different car to the F2 car, so braking is going to be totally different. Handling of the car is going to be completely the opposite compared to an F2 car. So overtaking might not be as easy for Aiden Jackson, but we're going to try our best and see how this goes. So we're going to try and overtake the home hero, Daniel Ricciardo, in a 2020 Renault. So great to see that Renault here. Of course, in 2021, it's an Alpine, but let's see if we can make an overtake on the straight on Daniel Ricciardo. Maybe looking for an overtake, but I know there's just not enough space there to make an overtake at this particular time. But let's see if we can make an overtake on the second DRS into turn 3 now. Try and make a move on Ricciardo, and we're going to go for the late lunge on Ricciardo. He gives us the space, and it's a very clean overtake. And we are now up into P13 of the race and past the home hero, Daniel Ricciardo. So next up is George Russell. Let's see if we can make this overtake pretty fast. He's getting pretty close, and this Racing Point, I know it is quicker than the Williams. We are now gaining on Russell quite a bit now, and I have to play this overtake pretty neatly because there's not really many places to make an overtake, and if I'm stuck behind Russell throughout this sector, I think I'm going to be in a really difficult position for overtaking, but I'm going to try and make a move on Russell. Got a way better exit. He didn't give us much room there, but I was able to get past into the chicane here, the really, really fast chicane. I was able to get past the Williams, and that's another great move by Aiden Jackson. Up into P12 now into this race. Next up is our rival, Devon Butler. We all know Butler. He's the, I want to say, the villain of the story in a way. You always have to have a villain in a story. So we are closing up to Butler quite rapidly now, and let's see if we can try and make another overtake. This is kind of the same situation with Russell. I don't really know where to make the overtake because there's not many places to make an overtake, but we did it before with Russell into that section of the tracks. Is it possible we could repeat exactly what we did with the Williams? So we're going to go into that section now, and we're actually starting to get a better exit off the Alfa Romeo, and I think I'm actually going to go for it. He doesn't give us a lot of space either, but I'm going to make the overtake on Butler and then kind of just pinch him off there. It's not an aggressive move, it's just a move that I have to get done. And look who's just up the road, our teammate, Casper Akkerman. He's just ahead, about 2 seconds ahead. We skip on a little bit later, and we're now 1.3, so let's see if we can try and make an overtake. The best place will probably be around turn 13, so we'll wait till then. Oh, it looks like we got a cutscene.
What a brilliant Australian Grand Prix this has been, but there's still plenty of time for more drama.
There certainly is, Crofty, and these two have been fighting each other incredibly hard so far. They don't want to go tripping over each other, though, because Devon Butler is coming up from behind. He's on the attack, too.
Aiden, Casper's not your priority. We need you to defend.
It's okay. I've got this.
Here comes Butler. 3 abreast going into turn 11. Oh, this can't work, and it doesn't. Ackerman's off onto the verge of what looks like damage as well.
Is he okay? Is Casper okay?
He'll be fine. He's heading for the pits now. You just concentrate on the race.
And there we have it. So I'm sure there's going to be fireworks in the Racing Point garage this evening.
There will be, Crofty, for sure. Look, it was a late move from Devon Butler, but you never want to see two teammates make contact, and Akkerman will surely be seething at that one.
Absolutely, and I tell you who else isn't going to be happy too. Aiden Jackson. Not how his F1 race debut should have gone.
The damage appears to be minor. How's it feeling, Aiden?
Yeah, car's okay.
Understood. See how well you can do out there.
Copy.
I can't believe what's just happened here. We've hit our teammate. That's the golden #1 rule. You never hit your teammate. Let's go back and look at this replay. You can see Casper and me battling out for the position, and Devon Butler trying to go down the inside to make it 3 wide into turn 11. That's just a lack of experience for Devon Butler right there, as it shows that you just don't go 3 wide into turn 11. Every racing driver knows that. There's just not enough space. Aiden Jackson had to go wide there to avoid Devon Butler, and that's why he made contact with his teammates. So if I were Casper and I looked at that footage back again, I would see the reason why Aiden had to go wide. The biggest thing, though, I think the team will be mad at Aiden after the race, is for disobeying a direct team order. When you're in a team and you're the rookie driver, you always have to lift for the #1 driver. In this case scenario, Akkerman is the more experienced driver. He is the #1 driver in this team. Aiden is the #2 driver. He was told to defend against Devon Butler. So this is where the team are going to be kind of disappointed with Aiden, as he disobeyed a direct team order, showing a lack of experience to the Racing Point driver. So I would say Butler and Jackson are both at fault here. If this was a real F1 race, Devon Butler would get the penalty, and Jackson would probably have to sit down with his team and talk about exactly what happened. That's something for the team to decide. For Casper Akkerman, in my opinion, he did nothing wrong there. He was just an innocent bystander,
P10, good. That's put us up into a point-scoring position.
So that's the way it goes in racing. You have these little incidents, and of course, this is Jackson's first race in F1. We have to remember that. But we are going to get P10 with a brilliant overtake on Butler, so points on the board, but kind of a bittersweet moment.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
The Mercedes team pulled out a fantastic performance today. They should be proud. What a start to the season this has been. A fascinating race here in Australia,
The top teams as ever continue to push the boundaries of the sport, and it'll be interesting to see how the new Racing Point driver Aiden Jackson settles in, especially after that early incident involving his teammate.
Well, we've certainly seen rivalries born from less. Suffice to say, if you came into the 2020 season hoping for a bit of drama, it looks like you won't be disappointed. So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
Casper,
Listen, I don't know what happened out there. It wasn't my fault.
Well, whose fault was it then? Who was the idiot behind the wheel of your car, hmm? You're pathetic. You won't even admit when you made a mistake. How did they ever sign you?
Oh, Butler. Devon, I didn't see that.
Oh, what, like, out on the track today? You nearly took me out, mate.
Look, I don't know what happened. You cut in, I swerved. Next thing I knew, Casper was out.
Whoa. Mate, I was nothing to do with it. Whatever that was all on you. Don't be trying to pass the blame, because you haven't settled in yet.
Sorry, Aiden. Just bear with us 1 sec.
No problem.
I think that's really just a case of rookie driver, rookie mistakes. These cars are a bit different to what Aiden's used to in F2.
You seem to find your feet quite quickly after you graduated from Formula 2. What advice would you give to Jackson in his first season?
Well, stay out of my way mostly. And taking out your own teammate isn't something I would make a habit of.
Almost ready, Aiden. We're just checking audio levels.
Sure.
Seriously, Casper must be wondering what on earth Racing Point were thinking.
That's great. Thanks, Devon.
Yeah.
Okay, Aiden. Let's talk about that incident with your teammate.
Mate, I was nothing to do with it.
Devon Butler doing Devon Butler things. On the news, we can see a headline about the Racing Point contact between me and my teammate. And speaking of my teammate, Casper was a little frustrated with us, and it's understandable why. He was taken out of a points position. But anyway, we're getting a phone call from our manager.
Brian.
Talk to me. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Listen, what happened out there today? I had it all under control, and then...
Look, let's not go through all that now. We'll talk about it at the debrief.
Right. Yeah.
I was actually talking about your little run-in with Casper and Butler over in the paddock.
Oh, wow. News travels fast.
The paddock talks, Aiden. Besides, I've got ears like a hawk. Listen, Butler's a clown. The man's ego is bigger than a... No, I've got nothing. Don't give it a second thought.
Thanks, Brian.
But Casper? Yes, he can get a little hot-headed, especially after a race. But you have got to work with him. That maneuver today.
Wasn't my fault, Brian.
It probably cost us points. I'll level with you. A lot of people on the team are disappointed, Aiden. And I'll be saying as much to Casper. Now, learn from it and move on. But you can't let it happen again. I'll see you at the debrief.
So the team is upset with Aiden Jackson over that contact with his teammate Casper Akkerman. So in Chapter 2, we're going to have to fix that relationship with the team and get a good result and show Racing Point that we deserve to be in Formula 1. But what did you guys think of the first chapter for Breaking Point? I quite liked it. It was a very interesting story, and I can't wait to be playing more of this series on the channel. Chapter 2 will be coming out very shortly, so stay tuned for that. And one more thing, please make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can see more Breaking Point and overall motorsport content on the Formula Jonah YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed Breaking Point, and I'll see you for Chapter 2. Peace out.